Good morning. Today we're making deliciously thin pancakes using Lund's Swedish pancake mix. Now you can make mix yourself, but I find this mix is my favorite. It tends to work best. So I'm going to heat a pan over medium-high heat here. The directions say 400 degrees. That's kind of tricky, so I just kind of go off the smoke point. I like enameled cast iron, but pretty much any pan will do, and make sure you turn on your ventilation if you have it. So I've got my mixing bowl ready and a full stick of butter, which I'll get to in a minute. I kind of just eyeball the mix here. It says 1 cup mix to 1.5 cups water or milk, but really I go by consistency. And then I crack an egg here as well, or sometimes 2 depending on how much mix I'm using. And then I'm going to pour about 1.5 cups of milk in. I use whole milk. You can use water too, but there's a trick I'm going to show you in just a moment here. I just kind of eyeball this and once again go by consistency. But for this video, I am going to use exactly 1.5 cups of milk. So now we're going to mix this with a whisk. A whisk is really important here because we're going to break up all of the lumps. In some pancake mixes, you have to worry about over mixing it. This one, it's really important to get all the lumps out, so this might take you a minute. So now we're going to check for consistency. It should be pourable pretty easily, but we don't want it too thick. And personally, this is where I think you need to add a little bit of water just to make it a little bit thinner. So we're going to come in with a quick splash of water here. Don't overdo it. Start mixing it again and check again for consistency. And it should be easily pourable and look like this. Now at this point your pan should be lightly smoking, and here's where we're going to come in with a stick of butter. Now we're going to use a lot of butter for this because it helps the pancakes crisp up, and it also helps the pancakes lift from the pan, which is super important so they don't stick. So don't be shy here, just coat the entire pan with the butter. I just come in, stick down, and just go to town. And now you should wait until the butter starts smoking just a little bit more, and that's when we're gonna put our mix in. I like to use about 1/4 cup mix at a time, pour it in the pan, wait just a second, and then lightly turn the pan around just so we can fill the entire bottom of the pan with the mix and make it nice and thin. And here's my next secret. A super thin spatula like this one. This one is used for eggs and fish. I ordered it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check it out. I find that a thin metal spatula like this one is a lifesaver for thin pancakes. We're going to wait for just a few bubbles around the middle, but really we're judging by the edge lift on the pancake here. We're going to come in with a spatula and lightly start lifting the edges, and we should be able to shoot the spatula right underneath the pancake and do a perfect flip. So you can see here the browning, not burning, is exactly what we're going for the consistency of this pancake. At this point, the pancake should be able to slide around fairly easily on the pan and begin to lift. And after about 20-30 seconds, we're done. Just to show you here on the bottom of what it looks like, it is nice and brown, so we are done. And once again, grab our butter stick, spread it out all over the bottom of the pan until it starts smoking lightly, and then hit it again with another 1/4 cup of mix. Tilt that around. And wait until it's time to flip. Check the edges, and well, this one didn't flip so well, but you know, that's just life. However, I will say if this was a thicker spatula, this likely would have torn the pancake, which is why it's so important to use that thin spatula on these Swedish pancakes. And one more time, stick of butter, wait until it starts smoking, hit it with the mix, swirl it around a little bit, give it about 30 seconds, flip, and beautifully browned, deliciously thin Swedish pancakes. And here's what they look like when they're done. Beautifully crispy, nice and thin. Serve them up with some maple syrup, maybe some butter, maybe some blueberries.